Hey, welcome back, this is Retired Gamer. Today, a quick video from Expeditions, a MudRunner game. In this material I will focus only on the Kanab Creek region that was added for free to the game a couple months after its release. Unfortunately, on this channel I don't have a full review of the game, but if you by any chance know Polish language, feel free to visit my other channel and watch the video there. I will try to link it in the description and somewhere on the screen at the moment. And now, without further ado, let's start talking about the Kanab Creek region. The Kanab Creek region is first of all much smaller than other two main regions available in the game since its release. It contains only one map. Well, maybe one map and a tiny bit, but I will say a few words about that later, in contrast to the four maps of which Carpathians and Arizona regions are composed. There are 9 expeditions available in that region, in contrast to 37 that we had in both Arizona and Carpathians. It's a couple of hours of additional fun, but you can clearly see that it's not a full-fledged add-on. Visually, it also bears quite a strong resemblance to Arizona. Desert landscapes, lots of steep rock walls, crisscrossed by rivers and streams. As for the difficulty level, unfortunately there are no great challenges here. I would even say that it's probably the easiest region overall. Probably it's partly because you enter it already with a well-developed fleet of vehicles, but all in all, I simply didn't had any problems with any of the missions or side challenges. Truly hard to reach places on this map are nowhere to be found. As for the tasks themselves, here you can probably see a bit of progress. The differences aren't big, but in the expeditions we face there are a few surprises that we never encountered before. Nothing groundbreaking though, mostly cosmetic stuff. On the topic of new things, I will maybe mention 2 of them. First of them is the process of finding and recovering of a vehicle that is stranded somewhere on the map. This challenge was always a part of some side activity, but this time it's actually one of the first few expeditions. It never happened before in the game, and all in all I think it's very cool because it gives us a chance to actually drive this car a bit in subsequential expeditions. By the way, this is really a powerful car, probably the best scout in the game. You can see it by the way in the gameplay that I recorded for this video. The second new thing that I mention is that tiny piece of an additional map that I mentioned earlier. At one point the chain of the expeditions force us to go underground. A separate map loads, but it's actually really small. It's basically just a few narrow paths ending with a small rock cave. You can explore it all in literally 5 minutes. Anyway, it's a nice touch and a sort of a sneak peek of what will become available in the first fully fledged add-on to the game. Because as far as I know, driving underground in mines and caves is supposed to be the main novelty there. Personally, I have mixed feelings about that. From one side, it's always something new, but from the other, the landscapes underground are not very impressive. I definitely prefer to enjoy the views on the outside. The last thing about this region that I would like to point out are wider bridges. You can say it's a very small change, but I feel like it's still very meaningful. Of course, I'm talking about bridges that we can build ourselves. making our future crossings easier using the parts that we have on the vehicle. On the maps from the base game, those bridges are literally the width of an average truck. Because of that, you really have to be super careful on them. In Kanab Creek, they are like twice as wide, which allows you to finally drive on them without chirurgical precision. At the very end, I'll just add that I've noticed that finally developers seem to have dealt with two biggest issues with the game's interface that I had in a while. This change seemed to apply to all the content of the game, but I still thought it's worth mentioning. I'm talking here about the ability to turn on lights on the car and the ability to track side missions. Both of those things were working when the game was released, but after a few months they just broke after some update. And it remained broken for another couple of months. It was really bothering at times, especially the inability to track side missions. Fortunately and finally, it seems like the developers managed to get it under control and working again. And that would be it from me for today. Don't forget to do YouTube stuff, write me some comments about your feelings from the game, and of course, until the next time, have some great time playing games. Take care, bye.